песней воевою, это не впервые, ведь врагов советской солнечной земли. Боевую песню мы в года былые на штыке советском гордо пронесли. Гадам нет пощады и нет спасения гадам, встретит ли их пуля, молодецкий штык ли? Мы врага спросили, разве вас не били? Так может вы отвыкли, может вы забыли? Гитлер ждал ответа от Наполеона: ты скажи, чем кончу я с Россией бой? Тот ему ответил из могилы сонно: я, мой друг, подвинусь, ты ложись со мной. Гадам нет пощады и нет спасения гадам, встретит ли их пуля, молодецкий штык ли? Мы врага спросили, ну разве вас не били? Так может вы отвыкли, может вы забыли?
Немцы захотели высадить на суше свой десант в тумане,
не видя никого, и перестреляла всех до одного. Гадам нет пощады и нет спасения гадам, встретит ли их пуля, молодецкий штык ли? Мы врага спросили, ну разве вас не били? Так может вы отвыкли, может вы забыли?
Доктор молвил фрицу: ваше дело худо, на Кавказ поехать надо вам к весне.
Фриц ответил хмуро: я уже оттуда, разве не заметно по моей спине? Гадам нет пощады и нет спасения гадам, встретит ли их пуля, молодецкий штык ли? Мы врага спросили, ну разве вас не били? Так может вы отвыкли, может вы забыли? С песней боевою вел полки Суворов, с песнею Кутузов шел врага крушить. Мы любую злую вражескую свору с этой песни били, бьем и будем бить. Гадам нет пощады и нет спасения гадам, встретит ли их пуля, молодецкий штык ли? Мы любую злую вражескую свору с этой песни били, бьем и будем бить.
Oh, shit. The microphone wasn't working for some reason. Hello, everyone. What are you doing? Even lower the volume is. Like that, I think. That's probably good volume. No duck. Okay, hang on, let me know. There you go. There's the duck. Let me know if the music volume is okay. just doing some synthwave today. Hello, Pakistani macaw. We're driving, I think, rose petals today. I forget exactly what it was. The anti-aliasing is anti-aliasing. It says ultra. So I don't know why it's so subpar. Hello, Mystic Fang. Hello, Letters B3. Awesome Everton, Medusa. How's everyone doing? Is that duck? It is duck, indeed. If it is anything, it's duck. Hang on, I don't think I did a stream. I did not. Look at that. Where did I? What's the stream? Music too loud? Okay, I'll pull it down. There. Is that good? Gotta go to my channel. Copy this. Duck is too small. I'm sorry. I can't really adjust it right now. What's the time in Sweden? There's a clock on... There's a clock right there. Where we're going to Crash Town. Okay, let's check. We're going to Oslo. From Kristiansand to Oslo. That's where we're going. I added a clock to my stream so people would stop asking me what time it is. And yet, it seems to have only motivated them. The clockers, as I call them. The clock boys. Gender neutral term clock boys. Spelled B-O-I-S. It's not referring to gender, merely devotion to timekeeping in the Central European summertime zone. They call them the clock boys. I wonder what time it is in Shauguramas. Shauguramas. I wondered that too. I've always wanted to know. I actually managed to find some stream-safe Soviet wave synth music. So that made me pretty happy. It's about an hour-long playlist. We could probably repeat it, but it might be some... Oh, city in Trinidad. Ah, Trinidad. I love the flag of Trinidad. It's the black and red with the white stars, I think. Yeah, black and red, and then there's a white stripe, a diagonal stripe, with I think outlines of black or white outline. I forget, but it's black and red anyway. That's a cool color scheme. East Caribbean Standard. That's my favorite time zone. If I ever had to pick one, it's East Caribbean Standard. Can't go wrong with Sanders Lo-Fi, that's true. I'm gonna check if that one is actually stream safe. I have a feeling I looked at it once and it was like the YouTube copyright system like recognized one of the songs in there or something. But I'll look at it. I'll look at it. Any plans for the next vid? Yeah. There are many plans. Jesus, that was a speed bump. Yeah, no, I'm working on it. I'm working very hard. They've never seen anyone work so hard on a video before. Many people tell me, they come up to me and they say, Asher, you're doing such a great job. We've never had anyone doing such a great job before. Your videos, they're amazing. We've never had videos like these. They're tremendous. And I you know, I tell them how much I'm working on my new video, and they tell me we've never seen anyone work this hard on a video before. Really, it's outstanding. Obama could never work on a video like this. H-Bomber guy, you know, he could never work on a video like I work on videos. You know, Sleepy Harris, I call him. Sleepy Bomber guy. That's a call out to H-Bomber guy. He doesn't work as hard as I do. I'm sure he works very hard. I'm just kidding. I'm just a very ADHD perfectionist. Yeah. I want my videos to be to a very unrealistic standard, and I also get very tired very quickly focusing on just one thing at the same time. So researching, writing scripts and stuff is time consuming, or I mean, it becomes very exhausting very quickly for me. So yeah, it's tough. It's like I feel a little bit like I chose it's the worst job I could possibly have, just like for how my brain works with like work and productivity and stuff, because I procrastinate so much. And I feel like if I had like an office, if I had like a physical office where I could like take the bus every morning and like go there, and then, you know, I'm there, I'm at work, I'm working for like 8 hours or whatever, and then I go home. Like if I had that like rigid schedule, I feel like I'd be more productive. Who knows? Because when you're self-employed and when you're just like, you know, you wake up at noon and you're just like, maybe I'll work on a video today, maybe I won't. It's like, it's all this, when you have the option to not work and you have ADHD, it's always like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking jerk off all day and play video games. I don't actually, but you know what I mean. I'm sure ADHD people will relate, and people in general probably will relate. Being self-employed in general, even if you don't have ADD or ADHD, is probably very difficult. Just getting everything in order and making yourself be productive, because that's, I mean, when you are your own boss, you have to be like a really shitty boss, you know? Like the worst boss is always yourself. YouTubers Trade Union. I don't know if that would actually help me in any way. Well, I would like for my own like sake of productivity, more like a YouTube space. That's already a thing, isn't it? Well, it's in Berlin. The closest one to me is Berlin, so it's like I don't want to commute to Berlin. At least I think it's in Berlin. There's one in London, I know that. I'm pretty sure there's one in Berlin. Yeah, I don't want to commute to Berlin. I do have ADHD. I'm going to a therapy session in a few days, and I'm going to talk about getting medicated for it, because right now I'm not medicated, but I feel like I probably should be, because it is interfering. I should be using the autopass. I don't know why I keep stopping at the thing. Yeah, YouTube Spaces. So in London, in LA, in Berlin, I think there's one in New York. There's probably another one somewhere. There are these things called YouTube Spaces, YouTube like creator spaces, I think they're called, and there are these like YouTube facilities where if you have a certain number of subscribers, I believe there's a subscriber requirement at least. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the actual requirement is, how many you need, but it's just like this building where they have like cameras and sets and lighting and stuff, and you just like book a time to use it, and you just can use all their stuff. So that you don't actually have to buy your own cameras and stuff, so you can actually like record videos and stuff at the YouTube space. And they also have like editing bays and stuff usually. I don't know, all the different ones in the different cities are a bit different. I don't know how the one in Berlin is like, but they have like editing computers and stuff with I think an Adobe suite on them. So, you know, hypothetically, if I lived in Berlin, I could go to the YouTube space and like edit my videos, so that way I could actually have like a physical workplace to go to every morning, or maybe not every morning. I was supposed to turn here. Hang on. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to. Oh no, this is never gonna work. All right, let's. Is the duck driving the truck? Yes, the duck. The duck is a very good driver. Requirement is 10,000 subs. Dude, that's peanuts. That's peanuts. I could rent 5 YouTube studios. Or 4.5 ish. I don't know. What am I at? 45,500, I think I'm at. Yeah. I'll rent a YouTube studio for me and 3 of my friends, please. 3 of my YouTube friends who definitely live in Vietnam, at nowhere near Berlin. 45.6. Very nice. Speaking of, the Borat movie's coming out. That's controversial. Just making conversation. You just randomly hit me. I remember you at 10k, Asher. Oh, how time has moved. Yeah, time flies when you're barely working. What have I made since I was at 10k? Like 2 videos? It feels that way anyway. I remember when I was at 0 subscribers. Are you using a steering wheel or a keyboard? Dude, do you think... How rich do you think I am? Do you think I can afford one of those fucking... I don't know, actually they're probably not that expensive. But it feels very frivolous to spend money on that kind of thing. I don't usually spend money on stuff in general, and I usually feel very guilty when I do spend money. Even though there's no real point in feeling guilty. But yeah, I just don't like, especially I don't like spending money on myself. I like spending money on other people. Yeah, I feel bad buying anything for myself anyway. I still do. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like some fucking Anprim living in the woods and never eating, or like eating nuts and berries and shit. Like, I still buy things. I just feel guilty too when I do it. I'm not gonna stop making videos. I would never. That's like my main income source. It isn't, I'm kidding. I don't know how much I make from AdSense. It's not that much. It's like $200 a month, I think, on average. I've my AdSense has gone up recently. Like, I used to like, because there's this threshold of like $70. Like, you have to get $70 a month in order to actually get it like paid out to you. It's like this threshold so that YouTube isn't like sending you like $1 for like very small creators. So they have like this account, your AdSense account, like it can keep $70 in it, or like, well, it can keep as much money as you make, but like it keeps $70 until, or it keeps all your money until you're at $70, and then it pays it out to you. And yeah, I didn't used to make. I didn't used to actually make that money, so I didn't used to get a monthly check because I didn't make above the threshold. So I would get like $70 to $100 like every other month. Now I make maybe $200 a month from YouTube. Shit. I funded at least one of your meals over the past 2 years. Oh yeah, you're a patron. Like you've funded, like you've. I don't know what are you. You might. I don't know if you're a $5 or $10 patron. If you're a $5 patron, yeah, you fund like at least one meal every month. Like I don't spend that much money on what I eat. No, I think most of my Patreon money goes to like bills, doctor's appointments, and stuff. Doctor's appointments aren't expensive in Sweden. Usually you pay about $10 for a doctor's appointment. Sometimes it can go up to 30, just about. And then medication can be quite expensive, but there's a cap. Like there's a yearly cap on how much you spend on drugs. So after a certain amount, the drugs or the medication that you buy from pharmacies becomes free. I think the cap is like $300. So when you've spent $300 on medication in 1 year, then you don't have to pay anymore for the rest of the year. So you get your medication for free, which is cool. But it's still $300, and it's not nothing, especially if you need a lot of medications. You will hit, like I hit the $300 cap every year. Like most people don't buy medications, like prescription medications, you know. Maybe that's not true, but like a lot of people don't buy prescription medications, and those who do usually don't buy many prescription medications. I've been on like various cocktails of drugs throughout the years, depending on what the fuck I've had wrong with me. And yeah, like I always hit the cap every year. So it's but yeah, like it's still nice. It's still, you know, social democracy, labor aristocracy. You know, it's still only $300. You know, if you look at it from that perspective. Like you know how in America, when kids don't finish their meals, that the parents tell the kid, like, think of all the African children who don't have any food to eat. In Sweden, if you complain about any problems, the Social Democrats will tell you, look at America, they don't have healthcare. They don't have caps on prescription drug prices. Just think of them when you're complaining about how you're not quite living in a as good. Why are we? What? Oh, what the fuck? No, I don't want to go to France. What is this? No. What? I'm in Norway, aren't I? No. Oh, shit. How am I in France? Guys, I was in Norway, wasn't I? I was in Norway just now, wasn't I? How did I end up in France? Well, at least I have the skin to match. I have my Napoleon Bonaparte skin for my truck, so that's nice. I did not drive to France. That would take like 2 hours real time. I think I was on a quick job. And this was my actual position. I was on a quick job in Norway. I think that's what happened. And then when I was done with that, I went back to where I'm actually supposed to be. Someone said go to Rome. We can do that. But we have to find a job that will actually take us at least in that direction. You didn't watch me with driving like you're in France. Go to Tanzania. Is it Tanzania or Tanzania? It's Tanzania, right? Tanzania. That's how I've usually heard it being pronounced. Or if you're really old school, you can say Zanzibar. If you're like from the 1600s. I don't know when Zanzibar became part of Tanzania for the first time, actually. Go to Brazil. I can go to Brazil, yeah. It's Euro Truck Simulator, but Brazil is in Europe last time I checked. Tanzania, yeah. Is this a recruitment agency? No, it's a job. Okay. Go to Venezuela. We have a lot of Europeans. Let me just check the map real quick. So we got Britain, Ireland, and no, I don't see Venezuela on here. Let's see, what's the closest thing to Venezuela? Closest thing to Venezuela would probably be... I mean, geographically the closest would be like Brest, France, I think. Argentina is filled with Germans. That one is actually true. There are a lot of German immigrants in Argentina. But they're like 5th generation immigrants at this point. This one will take us... No, that's not really where I want to go. I want to go to Rome. I want to go to Rome because someone randomly said go to Rome, and I feel like that's my mission now. Yeah, let's go. Sorry, excuse me. Oh yeah, I figured out what the buttons for the indicators were, by the way. Or I changed them. Hang on. Back. Am I the duck or the hand on the duck's head? The duck is the truck driver. I think I'm just doing commentary, I think. I'm in the passenger seat. This is from the duck's POV. The duck is the one actually driving. All roads lead to Rome. It's very untrue because I'm having a hard time finding anywhere that leads to Rome right now. I'm in the wrong lane, but I feel like it's fine. Synthwave is so good, love when it's nighttime in Euro Truck Simulator. So fitting. It's all like very I don't know, like Blade Runner almost. Now, what is it? Like I think the closest thing to Rome might be like in Corsica. We can go to Sicily. We'll get quite a lot of money for that one, actually. Oh, it's one of these. It's an explosive tank thing. Yeah, sure, whatever. Mom's best friend lives there. In Rome or in Corsica? You should debate with Sargon. Yeah, dude, I bet you Sargon of Akkad would be thrilled to have a debate with a random asexual fucking fursona avatar goat Marxist cringe lord. He'd be fucking stoked to debate. Like I'm sure he would debate me on actual like policy and ideology as well. He would never comment on any of my identities. I think he would keep it strictly professional and never once even imply or make any prepositions about me or anything about me as a person. I think he would be a very respectful debater. Why is there a Napoleon on the side of the truck? I paid a hefty amount of money to have Napoleon on the side of my truck, I'll have you know. I don't know. I just saw the paint job in the store and I was like, I want that. I want Napoleon Bonaparte riding a horse on the side of my truck in Euro Truck Simulator 2. And so I bought it. Not for actual money. I'm not crazy. I don't do any of that microtransaction shit. Have a debate with Vaush. Oh god. I think I would rather have a debate with Sargon than Vaush. I feel like it's always more frustrating to have a debate with someone like, because like Vaush is like on the left, right? Like I'm sure, I feel like we probably agree. I don't really know that much about Vaush, so sorry if I'm making assumptions, but I feel like we probably agree on more things than we disagree on. But when you're debating someone that you mostly agree with, it's always like the small things, like the details that fucking piss you off, you know? I feel like if I were to debate someone like Sargon, not that I am a debater, I don't debate people. I'm just too good, and no one wants to, no everyone is afraid to. But if I were to debate Sargon, like we'd agree on like nothing. So I feel like at that point I'd be like so far removed, and the argument wouldn't like get heated, or I wouldn't get heated, and I wouldn't get frustrated and stuff. Would you debate Dennis Prager, dude? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I do a live stream with Dennis Prager on it, and the whole time I'm just playing Euro Truck Simulator. And he's like sitting there talking about like the Black Book of Communism and like 100 billion Stalin killed and stuff, and I'm just like playing Euro Truck Simulator, driving to Rome. Debate Ben Shapiro. Yeah, I could debate Ben Shapiro. I feel like if I debated Ben Shapiro, though, I would not touch... Like, if I would come to an agreement with Ben Shapiro beforehand, like, we're not gonna touch politics. We're only gonna debate theocracy. And I'm gonna be like, I don't know what Ben Shapiro is, but I'm gonna be like an Orthodox Jew or something. And we're just gonna have a heated argument over the Torah. Like interpretations of the Torah and like Jewish culture. Where's the autopass? Is there an autopass? No, see, Zionism is politics. I don't want to debate I don't want to debate politics with Ben Shapiro. I don't want to say a word of politics to Ben Shapiro. I only want to debate theocracy. Debate with Ben Shapiro, but you can only talk about anime. Yeah. Like he's trying to have a normal debate with me, but like whatever point he makes, I always bring it back to anime and like anime metaphors, like, you know, in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the character JoJo actually said something very similar to what you just said. Weren't I? What the fuck just... I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, theology, sorry, not theocracy. No. I wouldn't debate theocracy, only theology. Like the very nitpicky, like Torah shit. Like super tiny, irrelevant points. Like not even like about morals or anything like actually relevant only like super tiny, like pedantics about the Torah. Good communist anime. There aren't really any good communist anime, I don't think. There's that one Chinese animation about Karl Marx. I don't know if it's any good though, but I think it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. Awesome live stream. Thank you. I'm only laughing because I'm really not doing much. But thank you. It's very kind. What do you think about Parasite? Parasite was a great movie. I don't know about how it expands leftism. I don't think it really does that. But I think purely from, I mean, it's a good movie. It has a does it have a good message? What's the moral of Parasite? I'm not sure actually. I don't know what the actual moral of Parasite was. No, I'm not sure. But it was a good movie and I did like it. Goodbye Lenin is a good movie. I'm not sure what you mean by expands leftism. I'm not sure any movie has expanded leftism. I'm not entirely sure what that even means. You believe in the Torah? No, I'm not actually religious. Oh, I think the music ran out. Let's see here. Do we have anything else? Ambient version. Beats to organize / C's means to. Let's take a look at that Bernie lo-fi thing. I just want to. If you take a look, yeah, see, music in this video. That's a lot of songs. I'm gonna get fucking sniped, like actually sniped, like a fucking someone is actually gonna like come to my house from the YouTube DMCA team and shoot me. But we can do this one.
This is Mayor Bernard Sanders. Mayor Sanders got a lot. Chamber of Commerce, here we are, moving on.
Well, what I have said.
Yeah, that's good.
Back home, and I say it again, is that our office is open. I've already talked to a number of business people. We will communicate. We're not shutting out anybody. But what I have also said is that what my concern is.
Oh yeah, we can make it later. Sorry.
We're working at minimum wage jobs for the kids who are.
That should be okay, right?
Throughout the country.
Is that a good volume?
But everybody says that.
Well, they're going to be coming in.
Getting a JFK'd. I didn't know that was a verb.
Well, that for individuals, perhaps not for families. That's too low. You know, we have husbands and wives.
But you would consider legislation that would tax the wealthy.
Absolutely. We want to take the burden of flowing to the working people.
I would also consider legislation that would tax the wealthy. I agree with that point. Very good point,
everybody
Bernie.
with this victory, including media, and not all media has been consistently attentive to you. Isn't that right?
I think what people were saying is, well, gee, Ronald Reagan is a right-wing guy. What happened to Burlington, Vermont? And I think the answer to that is I don't believe personally that the majority of people in America believe Ronald Reagan's ideology. What happened was that Jimmy Carter failed. That's just clear as everybody. Mr. Carter would probably
Someone like reciting fucking Warhammer quotes in my stream chat.
We are the alternative. Now, obviously, what we are trying to do.
Get Out. Is that the horror movie Get Out?
This guy is not the alternative. There are other alternatives.
Okay. I know these are terribly complicated questions, and our time is up. But are you a capitalist?
When did you become a
So
sex?
you don't believe in the profit motive, free enterprise? If I have a better mousetrap, I make more money.
There's something to be said for free enterprise.
I don't know.
and competition
I mean,
were happening in our
when I
society because we
first
don't live in a free enterprise society. We live in a
when I
corporate
first like
capitalist society
learned
where
what it
virtually
was and felt
everything
like,
industry,
yeah,
you
that's
have
probably
giant
what I am.
multi-billion-dollar corporations competing,
It's
driving
probably
the small
pretty
businessman
But let's
pretty
pretend
young.
it would work without all that
My-
kind of
my
acquisition
teenage
of power that is unfair and doesn't.
Do I
years,
believe that the
15,
profit
16,
motive is
I don't know,
fundamental
something
to
like
human
that.
nature? The answer is no. I think the spirit of cooperation, that you and I can work together better
But
rather than having to compete against each other.
no, like ever since I was young, I was like pretty uninterested in sex. Can you describe what asexual actually means? Yes, I can. So, asexuality quite simply means not sexual. A means not or without, and sexuality means sexuality. Asexuality means a lack or a reduced amount, depending on the person and the individual, because it varies from person to person, of sexual attraction.
Those of us who work for the city of Burlington think
So,
everything
someone
starts here and goes out.
turn Bernie down?
But what we're
Come
talking
on.
about here is a new vision about the
Like that?
relationship of people to the work that they do. Now the fact of the matter is
So some
that many of us
asexual
work
people,
40
they
hours a week,
feel
50 hours a week, or
reduced
60 hours a week, all over
sexual
the United
attraction
States
toward
of
other
America.
people,
And we've
and
become
some
used to the
asexual
way
people
we
feel
relate
no sexual
to
attraction to
our
other people.
employers.
There's another distinction,
We
which is
understand and we accept
sex
as a
repulsed
basic reality
and non-sex
that we go to
repulsed.
work for
So sex
somebody
repulsion
else.
is
That somebody
when
else
sexual
decides that
things
by the
actually
product that will be
disgust
produced, how it will be
an asexual
produced,
person. So
where it will
seeing
be
sexual
produced,
things or
and when
genitalia
it
or
will
naked
be
pictures,
produced.
I don't know. It
And then
again
somebody else has the
varies a
right
lot from
to
person to person
say
what actually makes
that,
them
gee whiz, we can't
feel
make money
repulsed.
in this
But
town
sex repulsion
anymore,
is
and we're
seeing
gonna
something
leave and go
sexual
to
and being like,
Dominican
yuck, that's
Republic,
yucky.
where we can get workers for $2 or $3 a day.
A lot of asexual people are not sex repulsed. I, for instance, I'm very indifferent to anything sexual. I'm not sex repulsed. Some people are, and there's nothing wrong about that. It's completely normal and fine. That's just not how I deal with things. I'm just very, very indifferent. A little bit curious about how other people feel like and other people think like, because it's not something that I necessarily understand completely, as it's something that I don't experience myself. But mostly I'm just indifferent,
Yes, sir. No, sir.
and not something that I
And I
have strong
think what
feelings
this
about one way or
country
another.
is hungering for is opportunities for people to feel more part of the process. To feel an ability to say, I make decisions. Little symptomatic, a little example of how this works. In the city of
How do you debunk how supply and demand destroys Karl Marx and leftist theory value?
2,000 trees. And I think that's great. I think it's made the city a lot more beautiful city than it was before. But you know
I
what's most
mean, you don't
important
even
about that
necessarily have to. I
project?
mean, supply and demand
Not the
is
city
bullshit
government
fundamentally.
Primarily, the
Um,
people who planted those trees were the
You
people
can
who
observe
live
even in
on those lots.
capitalism that supply and
what
demand
we've
is not
noticed is there's been an
true.
extraordinary
It is not
response.
something that exists.
People take great
I
deal
heard
of
a really
pride
good
in
example the
fact
other day. I
that
forget
they
what it was
planted
now.
that tree.
But I
And they're gonna
mean,
nurture that
housing,
tree,
for
and
instance.
they watch that tree against
There's a huge
vandalism.
demand for
They have
housing.
put some of
There's a huge demand for
themselves into that
affordable
process.
housing,
And
right?
it
There are
seems to
people
me
who are homeless.
that
There are people
probably one
who
of the most important
maybe are
changes
living
that we can bring about
in
the United States of
in
America
households,
today
whether families
is
or
give people
relationships
more of an
that they might want to get out
opportunity
of,
to help make the
but
decisions
they can't
that affect
find
their life.
housing that's available,
Frankly,
right?
democracy
So
cannot just mean
there is a high demand
opportunity
for
to vote
affordable
for
housing in
Ronald
Los Angeles, for
Reagan
instance. There's a
once every 4 years.
huge demand
That's better than they
for
have in other
affordable housing in
countries.
Los Angeles.
But it's
That
not
should
enough.
mean
I think if we
that
have
there
a
should also
vision
be
as to
a
what
very
democracy
large
is
supply,
about,
or that,
it's
you know,
got to mean the
private
right
companies
of
should
a
be
working
very
person
interested in
to control
supplying,
his or her job,
you know,
to
supplying
have
all these
some
people
say
with
about
affordable
what's
housing.
being produced,
But it's
to
more
sit down with
profitable
other workers and say, "This
to
is what I think we
supply
should do." And that's the way
non-affordable
people
housing
grow, and
to
they
people who
learn,
want to buy,
and
you
they
know, their
don't
fucking
become
fifth house or whatever.
paralyzed, and they don't become alienated dummies who are there solely to make
It's
a check at the
profitable,
end
but
of
it's
the
not
week.
as profitable to build affordable
Well, needless
housing.
to
So
say,
even
I
though
don't
there
think
is a
this revolution
demand,
is gonna happen overnight.
right? There's a very real
But I do
demand and a
think
very
it's
large
important
demand.
that in
the demand doesn't actually increase the supply, because no one is actually building affordable housing. Especially private companies are not building affordable housing, despite the demand, despite the overwhelming demand. So even in capitalism, supply and demand doesn't hold true. So absolutely no, it doesn't hold true in socialism either. You could argue socialism allows for supply and demand to take effect more so than capitalism does, because a planned economy is democratic, right? Ideally, under socialism you have a planned economy, and you have a democratically planned economy, and that means that when a majority of people, or when the people in general, make their voices heard and they demand something, the economy follows, because the economy is controlled by the people themselves directly. So when there is demand for affordable housing in socialism, all people have to do is actually take charge of the economy in whichever way the socialist economy specifically function, whether it's through representative elections or whether it's a decentralized planned economy, whatever flavor of socialism you want to go with. But the people themselves actually control the economy, and they make it so that the things they need, the things they demand, the things that people need to live a comfortable life and a happy life are actually provided and supplied. Turn Bernie down again? Again? God damn. Damn it, Bernie, you're so loud. Apparently. I would think you could barely be able to hear him at this point, but I guess... I don't know. I feel like this should be way too quiet. I feel like Bernie is too quiet now. But... okay.
For your providing self-defense classes for women, which were extremely successful and popular. For your providing...
Well, there's some legit arguments in favor of capitalism. There are many arguments in favor of capitalism. It's I forget who said it, but socialism. I'm replying to the question of does socialism work? Does communism work? The reply is, and again, I really wish I could remember who it actually was who said it, but something along the lines of, yes, communism does work. Capitalism works, and feudalism works, and slavery works. Systems work, but the question is not do they work, the question is who do they work for. So if you're a rich person, if you make a lot of money, if you own a company, there are many arguments in favor of capitalism. Most of them involve you being richer or getting to keep your money. If that's something that makes a lot of sense to you, then absolutely there are arguments to be made for capitalism. They're not necessarily good arguments, depending on your philosophical position. If you're a very individualist person, then yeah, maybe they do make a lot of sense. If you're a rich person and you're an individualist or an egoist and you really don't care about the rest of the world, then yes, absolutely, capitalism has a lot of arguments for it. But do I agree with them? No. Capitalism has its stage in historical development. It does, and it did. Yeah, sure. That said, I think Marx was proven wrong in a lot of ways about how rigid historical development is. Marx believed, for instance, that the most industrialized nations would be the ones to turn socialist first, and they were not. The first socialist nations was Russia, an agricultural, very recently feudal nation, which did not have time to go through capitalism at all. They did rapid industrialization instead. They did NEP, the new economic policy. Sure. Was that capitalism? Yeah, maybe. But not really capitalism in the way that we would talk about it colloquially. Hang on, I got a text message. Let me just text while driving a bit. I'm just gonna do a little bit of texting while driving. It was my mom. She was asking me how to make a website. Oh god, so many questions. When you get rich, someone else gets poor, so it's not in favor though. Yeah, but if you don't care if anyone else gets poor, then it's a good argument. Like that was my point. I wasn't saying that it was an argument that I agreed with. But if you are a rich person, like you already are rich. Like if you're not rich, then I would say there are very few arguments for capitalism. Because the whole thing like, oh, anyone can make it under capitalism is pretty much bullshit. Like statistically, you are more likely to win the lottery and become rich that way than to actually like pull yourself up by the bootstraps and work hard and buy a fucking factory or whatever. But if you already are rich and you want to keep your money and you really don't care about the environment or other people, then there are some really good arguments are laid out on a silver platter for you, and you just have to pick your choice. Or you just don't get involved in debating anything at all. You just live in your fucking mansion all day. Why would you debate with plebeians? That's also an argument for capitalism, is that you don't have to talk with poor people. So, you know? So like are there arguments for capitalism? Absolutely, there are arguments for capitalism. They're all bullshit, you know? But there are arguments for it. If you value every human life, then no, I don't think there really are any arguments for capitalism. If you value every human life, as in like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about the Great Leap Forward? What are some pros and cons of it? Pros, industrial development was genuinely something that China needed, and they recognized that. The cons are the way they tried to go about doing it didn't work. It failed pretty spectacularly, and everyone recognized it. Even Mao himself recognized it. I don't know. I guess the main issue was they tried to take something which worked in the Soviet Union in 1930 and apply it to China in 1960, and it didn't work. Because you kind of need to adapt your policies to where you are and when you are.
The beliefs that we hold, the dreams and visions that motivate us, those of us in this room and many more not in this room, are not new. They are not ideas that we have.
I have to take my doggo on walk. I gotta keep it short because my corner of Wyoming is on fire and it's smoky like hell out there. Stay safe.
Are values that have been passed on from generation to generation for thousands of years and exist in one form.
What I'm looking for, I haven't found it in London. Where will I find it? Drugs? It sounds like you're asking for drugs. Probably Piccadilly. I hear there's some drugs there. But there are also a lot of cops, probably. So, I'm just kidding. I have no idea about any of that stuff. I've been to London like twice in my life. I do not know where to get drugs in London. I'm looking for myself. That's a very deep philosophical question. I don't believe someone wouldn't find drugs in London. No, that's true. You go to London as a tourist, you fucking step out of the airport and you get drugs just handed to you. Like, here's a free sample. Should the USSR have been less repressive on public displays of religion? I don't know. Man, I know. I don't even know, man. Should they have been? I don't think that really matters. Should Russia today? Sure. Yes, Russia today Like current day Russia under Putin should be less repressive in general. I don't really know if I can speak for like the Soviet Union historically. I didn't live there. I don't know anyone who lived there. It's a whole thing. Like I'm not even of the same ideology. Like there were a Marxist-Leninist state. They had their reason for doing things. I'm not a Leninist. I was about to say I'm not a Londonist, which I'm not either. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave the Soviet politics up to the Soviet people who don't exist anymore. But you know, in theory. Hang on, the text isn't wrapping. Give me a second. I have to fix the... Okay, there we go. I had a particularly good argument to the planned economy. I want to own and choose of my passion, thus how do I counter this? I think you may have a slightly skewed version of... slightly skewed idea of what planned economy is. Planned economy is not when the government tells you what job you have. You're allowed to choose your own job. You're allowed to choose your own education. You can pursue whatever passion you wanna. In fact, you're more free to choose passions that might not make as much money than you're under capitalism. Under capitalism, you have to pick a job that pays well because you need to make money to pay rent and buy food so that you can stay alive. Under socialism, you have a lot more freedom to do something which doesn't make that much money. And yeah, it doesn't make as much money, but you don't have to worry about paying for your own food or paying for your own apartment. You can be an artist, you know, you can be like a graffiti artist or whatever. You can pursue that kind of passion. That's not something that, you know, would really make you a lot of money under capitalism, and you would have a very hard time staying alive doing something where you're not making a lot of money. But under socialism, you can make something that doesn't make money. She was a shepherd and she wanted control over the sheep. Yeah, okay. You can own sheep. No one is taking your sheep away from you. The government is not going to come in and say that you can't own sheep. Sheep are legal. Sheep are legal under socialism. You heard it here first. Sheep, goats, dogs. You can own a whale if you wanna. You probably can actually. Probably some environmental regulations. Whales are a very vulnerable species right now. You probably don't buy a whale. Don't own whales. Whales are not pets. Where are you gonna keep it? Swimming pool? Whales are way too big. You need a huge swimming pool. Don't buy a whale. But you want to buy some fucking sheep? Go right ahead. No one is going to stop you. The state is not going to collectivize your sheep. Like, if you own, like, a giant fucking corporation of sheep herders, like, tens of thousands of sheep, like, you employ fucking sheep herders to herd your sheep for you. Like, at that point, the state might come in and like break up your corporation. But like, if you just want to own like some sheep and have like your own farm, like, no one is gonna fucking stop you from doing that. Under your perfect communist society, would every citizen be given a sheep and a submarine? Yeah. I think so. The great sheep forward. Why did you join Vänsterpartiet? Swedish dude that doesn't know what organization to join. I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't really matter a huge amount which one you join. If you want influence over politics, I would argue you should join the left party because they have seats in parliament. You can go to their congress, you can elect members, you can have a pretty good chance at influencing Swedish politics, or at least parliamentary politics. As someone who's been in both a very small revolutionary youth organization, Marxist-Leninist youth organization, and in the left party, a lot of what they do is very similar. Like RKU, the Marxist-Leninist youth organization, like they had like affordable housing campaigns and stuff, and it's like, okay, that's cool. But then you look at what the left party is doing, and they're doing exactly the same campaign, and they have seats in parliament, and they have like thousands, like tens of thousands of members, and it's like, okay, if the revolutionary Marxist-Leninist organization is not doing anything like different or unique from the left party, then there's no real point in being a member of RKU, right? And it's like, oh yeah, democratic socialism, reformism is bad. And it's like, yeah, but you can, like, the left party is not that far gone. Like, there are still a lot of leftists. Like, fuck, the Gothenburg branch of the left party, like, is like fucking 60% communist. Like, there are a bunch of communists in Gothenburg that are members of the left party. Would small family farms be seized? No! No one is gonna take your fucking farm. God damn. No one is taking your sheep. No one is taking your farm. You can own your own farm. Like, unless you're a fucking multi-billionaire and you own a fucking farming corporation that spans like a fifth of all land in America, the government is not going to take anything away from you. I'm not a Stalinist. I am not going to fucking force collectivize your family sheep farm. I think very few leftists would want to do that. The most influential socialist party in Europe. I have no idea. Maybe the Communist Party in Czechia? They're pretty... I don't know. Could you use any bourgeois revolution, e.g. English Civil War, and make it a socialist one? What would it be? The American Revolution? Maybe? I don't know. The American Civil War? With the North being fucking led by the Communist Party, led by Abraham Lincoln. Party of Lincoln. It's fucking Marxist. I don't know. Is this wrong now? Yeah, it is. The Mongols had a sheep-based economy. I don't think that's true. They had horses, right? Didn't they? They had horses. They probably had other livestock. I don't know if they had sheep, though. I don't know about that. Kind of sus, not gonna lie. I want to repair the truck, because we kind of fucked it up a bit. The Communist Party of Czechia, as far as I know, is still officially communist. Or Marxist. Is it better to support a bigger left-oriented party or a smaller, more radical one? It depends on where you live and what seems most relevant to you. I mean, if your alternative is between joining like a multi-tendency socialist organization that may not have as many members, but it's very active and it's full of young people who are like engaged and hyped about socialism, versus joining like a social liberal, social democratic party that's like gonna, maybe in 20 years time decide that it's probably about time to maybe do something about the environment. It's like, you should probably join the smaller one. But if there is like big active socialist party in parliament, and like your choice is between joining that and joining another socialist organization that's pretty much the same, only it's smaller, then join the bigger one.
We believe that we are off to a good start. And we passed the proposal of 5 years ago of the high-rise condominiums that we could all afford for a mere
Like, in general, be where the young people are. Any party that's full of old people, you probably don't want to join. I wouldn't join the Green Party or the Democratic Party in America. I would probably join, like, fucking get in touch with the DSA or something. They're multi-tendency. There are lots of different kinds of people there that you can meet. Lots of different tendencies and ideologies. And they're active, they're young, they're doing stuff. They're experimenting, they're trying new things, new tactics. They've grown like crazy the last few years. Like unprecedented growth. I think the future is with the DSA, at least for right now. Like the socialist movement right now, I think the DSA is it. Like the Socialist Rifle Association as well. They've been growing a lot. I've heard. They can like keep up with how fast they're growing. They're probably a good organization to join. If you can, if there is one nearby. Yeah, like I wouldn't join the Green Party. Like I really don't think the Green Party is gonna do anything ever. Like the Green Party is like the worst of both worlds. It's like both a small organization and they're not radical. Like if you're gonna join a small organization, you might as well join one that's actually radical. Why are you talking so much politics? I'm sorry, I won't talk about politics anymore. Let's only talk about truck driving from now on. We're still gonna have Bernie Sanders on in the background though, but we're gonna talk about truck driving. So only questions about truck driving now in chat, please. No more politics for the rest of the stream. What kind of truck do you have? It's the one with Napoleon on it. What's your favorite type of truck? The Renault. That's it. What are your opinions on Scania? Very good trucks. They drive good. They drive fast sometimes if you want them to. Very big. Very tremendous. Fantastic trucks. The best trucks you've ever seen. Thoughts on Swedish geography? Very foresty. Lots of forest. Hills. We have a few mountains. We have a mountain chain in the west. Very long country. North to south, very long. Slim and long, very good figure. Very sexually. Very phallic country as well, if you include Finland especially. Lakes, we have a lot of lakes. We have the most lakes. Tremendous lakes. We have the best lakes. No, I won't answer that question. No more politics. No politics, even if it's related to Swedish geography. No politics.
The city of Burlington has stood up and fought the special interests and the big money.
Okay, I want more synthwave. This is like... This is good. I like this. Is Denmark real? Yeah, I think so. I've been to Legoland. So as far as I know, it's real. But that could have been Germany. That could have been like northern Germany. It could have been in Hamburg for all I know. I wasn't paying attention. I was a kid. Favorite national anthem? Well, since I'm listening to it, it's the lo-fi version of the Soviet Union's anthem. I think that's... I've never been to Bielefeld because it's not a real place. Which truck are you voting for in the primaries? I wish I had a good response to that. That question is so much funnier than any answer I could give. Voting for... hang on, I got this, hang on. I'm voting for... Shut up, everyone be quiet. I'm voting for... Scan... Bruh. Shut up. I'm voting for... Hang on, I got this. Stop typing questions. I'm thinking. I'm voting for... Volvo Volvi Scanders. Got it. Nailed it. Alright, you can type your questions now. Do you plan routes to maximize the number of left turns? No. I don't think that far ahead. What's the hate on Danish? It's a history thing. You wouldn't get it. Favorite moderator, Trucker Carlson. Damn it! It's so much funnier than what I said. Have you ever visited Latin America? No. I was in I was gonna make a stupid joke. Yeah. Can we go on Google Maps? Maps are cool. You just want to browse Google Maps. Alright, no, because like when you open Google Maps, it fucking opens up on your house or like where you live. You're trying to trick me into doxing myself. Very nefarious. Play Google Maps Street View instead of this boring game. Google Maps Stream 1. I mean, it's like, what's that game called? The one where you're dropped in a random place and you have to guess where you are. What's that game? What's it called? You guys know what it's called. Someone in chat. GeoGuessr, that's what it is. Thank you. Flight Simulator. Thank you, Benjamin. Do you know how to deconvert people from the alt-right? I do not. No. Watch the Alt-Right Playbook by Innuendo Studios. Alt-Right Playbook. It's a very good playlist. If you haven't seen it already, it's very good. You should watch that. It might give you some pointers on how to at least counter some alt-right arguments and recognize alt-right rhetoric when you see it. And how to actually, like, deconvert someone. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I don't think it's an easy thing to do. But, you know, fascist radicalization comes from a place of feeling left out, feeling like you don't belong. It's not necessarily coming from a place of pure hatred, even if you espouse hateful rhetoric and dangerous rhetoric, and you participate in hate. It doesn't necessarily originate from a place of hate. It's usually from a place of loneliness. At least that's what I hear. What you hear from a lot of fascist and former radicals who deconvert and who de-radicalize from far-right movements and neo-Nazism, is they often say that they fall into far-right radicalization because their lives aren't very good, and they're looking, a lot of the time they're looking for community, they're looking for a place to fit in and a place to have friends, basically, which is very sad. But also, you know, I'm not gonna like sympathize with like actual neo-Nazis. Like, I'll sympathize with them when they deconvert, and I'll sympathize with them if it helps with like deconverting them, but I'm not sympathizing with them like out of pure sympathy because they're fucking Nazis, you know. It's like you can sympathize with like Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever, like, oh, a lot of serial killers had like very bad childhoods. Like, okay, sure, but they're still serial killers. It's like, yeah, you can sympathize with Nazis. They are still Nazis, though. The playlist, I just searched for Soviet Wave. It's called like Beats to Seize the Means of Revolution 2 or something. Google calculator stream when. Do you guys want to do a round of GeoGuessr? Can I do that? Is that free? Limited 2D panorama view, one map. Play as much as you want. .2D panorama. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. Interesting. We got this guy has a cool cap. Hang on, let me full stream. We got a guy with a cool cap. That's a good clue. What do we have here? We got birch trees. So we're in the northern hemisphere, probably. We got the sun. Oh, wait, hang on. That's the north. So we got the sun in the east. That's a good clue, I think. Does that mean anything? Play GeoGuessr. I am. This is GeoGuessr. Okay. I don't know what the limited 2D panorama thing was about. Road closed. It's in English. I'm thinking... Could it be Canada? Could be the US. I mean, it's in English. We got birch trees. Probably not Australia. We have the sun is making circles. That's very common to see in California. We got a sign over here. It's Corey Dawn Studio, luxury portrait photography and makeup studio. So we're not in North Korea. We have something over here. Thank you for staying with us. There's probably a welcome sign on the back. Welcome, Weberville Heights Park. Who doesn't know where that is? Weberville Heights Park. That's obviously in Washington State. Hang on, let me just. Yeah, dude, there's something over there. Can I go over there? No? No, it doesn't go that way. Okay. Ooh, something over here. TWP Road 221008B, TWP Road 851A. If only I knew what any of that meant. Oh! What does it say? It probably says the same thing, right? TWP Road. Road closed. Road work? Maybe? I'm not gonna be looking at chat, by the way. Don't even try with me. Chungguo 22 something TWP Road 85 something A. Was definitely America. Weberville Park. What am I? This fucking Weberville Park. That's obviously. It's not that, but it's obviously right. Like, it's very obviously right. Right. It's obviously here. Nope. Alright, well, I'm just gonna say there-ish. Oh, it shows my profile picture. Oh, I'm logged in. Guess. Yes, I guess. Oh, it was it was in Alberta. Right there. Weberville Heights Park. Who would have known? Did anyone? It's in Alberta. Oh, you can't just Google it. I looked up Corridon Studio. You can't Google it. I knew it, Alberta. You did not know it. You Googled it. You can't fucking use Google. Yeah, sure. I enjoyed very scenic views. I don't know. Play next round. Oh, this looks like Los Angeles. This looks like GTA. This could be a lot of places, actually. There's a sign here, though. Visit Piloto. Visit. That's not Spanish, is it? We have a lot of signs, though. Oh, there's a flag. What's the flag? Is it Mexico? Peru? I can't. I want to see the stupid flag. Display your flag more properly, idiot. I think I see hints of green in there. It looks... Come on. What the hell? It's like the best clue. At this point, it could be fucking Poland. Okay, I think it's either Mexico or Peru based on the flag. Yeah, I have no idea. Visit Piloto. Pedro Ruiz. Giron Pedro Ruiz. We got Adidas repping the Sapro Is that like a fucking confederation of trade unions? We have a. Is that a hat? You dropped your. Someone dropped his hat. Very sad. Alright, well, I guess let's keep going. Alquilo habitaciones para personas sola. Estudien. Yo trabajen. Housing for students and workers, maybe? Medicina humana. I'm gonna be honest with you, fellas. I don't know too much about Peru or Mexico, so this could be either or. But it's definitely one of them. Lavado de autos. Ça va. Ça va, that's French. There's a dog. Hello. Could you tell me where I am? I think based on that dog, we are in Mexico City, specifically downtown. It's a breed very specific, extremely geographically specific to downtown Mexico City. It's the downtown Labrador. That's Peru. That's gotta be Peru. Right? It's not Indonesia. This is, even if that was an Indonesian flag, this is not Indonesia. It's gotta be Peru. Right? I think so. Pueblo Libre. They're all just ads. Why don't cities have like just giant maps of where where the city is? That would be a better public good. What? Señor tus nalgas. I know what that means. Panaderia Danji. Why was there... I feel like I saw French in two places. If this is Peru, why would there be French in places? Because France was never involved anywhere close to Peru. The closest French colony to Peru was fucking French Guiana. That's north of Brazil. It's nowhere near Peru. The traffic in this city is insane. It's gotta be something. Centenario. I thought it said Centro America and I got excited for a second. Oh, that's the end of the road. Let's just guess Lima, Peru, I guess. Lima District. Right there, that's where I am. I was close. Wow, I was in Lima. Hell yeah. We were in Jesus, no. Urb Ascona, of course. Why did I say French though? I guess just hipsters. I got 4,992 points though. I know my Peru. Lima is huge. Well, shut up. It's Gonzalo's hideout. They don't have dogs in Poland. Hang on. This was a good playlist. Let's do Labor Wave. If we do Creative Commons, we won't find any. Critical Consciousness Labor Wave. I want a longer one. No, nothing. NAS wave. Jesus. Okay, let's look at this and scroll down. We have this one. There's one. Oh, never mind. Why is there no long ones? Soviet synth. Nope. Starfall Soviet wave mix. Nope. Damn it. Alright, let's just go back to that one video we got. Nope. Soviet wave, filter, Creative Commons. There it is. Lo-fi hip hop. Let's just replay this one. It was good. Okay. Castle. So we're not in America. We can rule that out immediately because there are no goddamn castles in America. Why are we in Europe? Let me fucking analyze this castle with my Euro brain. It certainly looks very European. Yeah, no, it looks European. We're on a fucking hillside though. Like, what the hell is this? I thought we would be like looking at roads and shit. What? What the hell is this? We're at a fucking tourist attraction. It's the... Oh, obviously this is the fucking Irish Mounds. Or something. This looks... Well... My gut instinct says Eastern Europe. That looks like an Orthodox church. It looks Orthodox with the ornamental, with the round, and all the spires. Because it's not a mosque, right? No, that's not a mosque. We have a castle, so it's in Europe. It looks like we have like Soviet brutalist apartment blocks. So I think we're in. Could be in like. Could be Russia. Could be Ukraine. Honestly, we could be a lot in a lot of places in Eastern Europe. See how far we can go. I don't think going that way is gonna help us in any way. Oh, he's on a bike. No, never mind. I thought it was a bike. It was a person. Okay, maybe we should go this way. Woohoo! Oh. Алло. Товарищи. Товарищ? Алло? She fucking killed that person. Алло. What? Sign? It's way too blurry. OB. That obviously stands for Ost-Berlin. Ost-Berlin. Solved it. We're in Eastern Germany. We're in East Berlin, guys. I solved it. I solved the mystery. These cars are not very Soviet bloc, though. I don't see any Ladas. Actually, that might be a... Is that a Lada? What is this car, actually? Maybe we can solve this mystery. No, I don't know. It does look a bit like a Lada, actually. I don't think it is. It's not the classic Lada, obviously. Oh. Oh, I see Cyrillic. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Cyrillic. Very fitting music we have. Oh, Laska. What else does it say? Whoa, that's very Soviet Where the hell did... Who here knows Alaska? That's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot. But I don't necessarily want to say we're in Russia. If we're in Russia... Holy shit, dude. It's a fucking hacker. They fucking hacked us, dude. That's V. That's V for Vendetta from the movie V for Vendetta. They have a fucking weapon. They're gonna assassinate the Google employee, dude. They've been fed up with Google stealing their private data for far too long. Anonymous is out here, ready for revenge. What if I mess up and we're in like fucking Istanbul? We're not. I mean, in Turkey somewhere. BAP. It's the BAP down there. Well, this is obviously a fucking Soviet shoe factory. Eastern Europe is so big. It's like that could be Ukrainian for all I knew. We could either be in Ukraine or we could be in Russia or in Belarus or in... Probably not in Kazakhstan. I want to say Western Russia. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling I have. What the hell? It's fucking Mr. Giago. I don't even know who that is. What is this? What is this fucking Confucian philosopher? Oh, I just teleported up on top of that building. That's fine. I don't know where I am though. Alright, well, we're obviously in China now. We're in a part of China that speaks Russian. Yeah, I don't know. We have to guess. Let's see here. Well, we're in like... We're not close... No, we're not close to the Baltic, I don't think. Black Sea. I did feel some Black Sea vibes. I did feel Turkey for a bit. Maybe we're somewhere near the Baltic Sea. Maybe we'll compromise and we'll say we're in Luhansk. No, that's a fucking war zone. We're not in Luhansk. We're right here. We're right. That's where we are. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna fucking cock block me and not even show me if I was correct. I have to just say... Oh, okay. Oh, I was in Ukraine. Got the country right at least. But it was Western Ukraine, not Eastern Ukraine. We're in Podilsky Tovtry National... Well, we're near the national park. Who was the fucking... What was the... like the statue of the random... What looked like a Chinese... I don't even know, like martial arts expert, but he had a gun in his belt? I don't even know. Very close to Moldova. I guess technically Istanbul wasn't that far off. I think my guess and Istanbul are about as far away from the actual place. So I could have guessed Istanbul and gotten probably about as many points. Oh yeah, shit, Commenter. Commenter was from Ukraine. Cossack. Maybe Gothenburg. Whoa, wait, what? Oh no, we only got a picture. Oh no, I think this is like the free version or whatever. Yeah, this is like... Okay, well, if this is all I get, I'm gonna say we're in Kazakhstan. We're in, We're outside Nur Sultan. We're right there. We were in fucking Hokkaido. Okay, last one. And then we're gonna go back to Euro Truck Simulator. Because my fucking... Oh god, this is very low quality, but... Knew it, you did not know it. You did not know we were in fucking Japan based on that one picture. This dude is wearing Supreme, I think. Levi's. Oh, never mind. It looks European. Oh, dude. This could be fucking... Oh, yeah, this looks cool. Yeah, this is like... This is a I feel Germanic. Nope. It's Iceland. We're in Iceland. Or the Faroe Islands. We could be in the Faroe Islands, but I'm gonna guess Reykjavik. Hey! Hey! We were... Wow. Right there. Cool. I know my weird Icelandic letters. The worst one I did was... What the fuck? Oh, okay. My guess in Kazakhstan, like, fucking counts it from all... from, like, across the Atlantic and the entire Pacific. Instead of doing that. What the hell? Okay, we got... Yeah, we did pretty good. Do you like this map? Yeah, sure. Why not? Looks vaguely Scandinavian. That is Iceland in a nutshell. It's vaguely Scandinavian. That you could... That's like Iceland's official motto, I think. It's vaguely Scandinavian. What did it mean? I have no idea. Man, I don't know Icelandic. I just know their letters. The Thebes. I don't know. It's something, I think. Hokkaido is core Kazakh clay. Okay, we're gonna go to Rome now. That was the actual. We can get very close to Rome if we do this one. But I feel like let's go to Catania. I have not been to Iceland now. I'd love to go. Oh wait, hang on. We gotta actually pick up the trailer. Okay, once we're in Rome, I think we'll end the stream there. Yeah, because we're at 2 hours now. Probably gonna stream for 1 more hour. Where the hell is the truck? Oh, it's like behind here or something?
What do you think about Rojava?
I think... I don't really know what I think about Rojava. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they're fighting for autonomy and freedom for the Kurdish people. I think that's neat. The Kurds haven't had their own country in a long time. Or ever? I'm not sure actually. But yeah. The Kurds are very split people. They're split amongst like 1, 2, 3, 4 countries, I think. Like the core Kurdish country or nation. Rojava is not getting support from the US now. They were for a while, but not anymore. Not since like 2016. I don't think anyone else is supporting Rojava either. Maybe Russia is someone. No, Russia's not. No. I don't think anyone else is supporting Rojava. Yeah, Turkey. Turkey is invading Rojava, and Turkey's in NATO. So, at least on paper, Turkey has the support of the other NATO countries, even though the US isn't really doing anything. Yeah, Russia supports Assad, I realized that. I forgot about that for a moment. Man, do you think the best job in the world would be to be a travel vlogger? I want to do that. I want to make vlogs and then make enough money to pay back the entire vacation. Like all the meals, the hotels, the plane tickets, and make some profit. And all I have to do is make a fucking vlog. I'll edit it real good. I'll do all the things. I'll be like, sup, hey guys, welcome back to another travel vlog. Today, I'm taking a piss at the oldest shrine in Japan. Be sure to click that like button. And it would be worth it because I could make, like, my job would just be visiting other countries and going on vacation. I feel like that would be pretty dope. I wouldn't actually do that. Like, I wouldn't actually disrespect the oldest shrine in Japan. I was just joking. But like, you know, I would do all the YouTube stuff that normally makes me cringe very hard. If I could actually, like, if that could enable me to have that lifestyle where all I do is like travel and be a tourist. Shit. I am a student, yes. Shit. I've been getting into this YouTube channel where this guy just reviews long distance rail journeys. I've seen that channel. I've seen like 2 of those videos. I want to do that. I want to be that guy. I want to fucking switch lives with him. I would not be a truck driver now. I wanna be a passenger in planes and trains and stuff. I don't wanna drive anything. Never, like, have you seen these streams? Have you seen me drive? Do not trust me driving anything. You do not want me behind the wheels of any vehicle, especially a truck. My degree is mainly in pedagogy, but I dabble in things. I do, I've done history. Right now I'm taking a class in Latin, which is fun, and some liberal arts stuff, like the nature of pedagogy. But I don't even know what it's called. It's like the ideals of university or something. It's very liberal. It lives up to the name. But whatever. It's free credit, you know? Because I already know most of it from taking pedagogy in 2018, 2019. Like, I already know the fucking history of university in Sweden. Like, I know that stuff already. So I basically don't have to study. So that's nice. That's free fucking student allowance. Because the government pays you to go to class. Well, the government pays you to get passing grades. It's like enough to barely live It's like a barely livable amount. It's like $300 a month. Just like if you really ration it out, you can maybe not die. So that's nice. But yeah, the living standards in Sweden are or the living costs, the cost of living, I should say, in Sweden is high. Wages are high, but the cost of living is also high. So when you just look at the prices of stuff, sometimes they're like absurdly high. And also taxes are high. But it's because wages are high as well. So Norway is even more like that. The price of everything in Norway is even higher. Jesus Christ. I don't know if you heard that. I think someone fucking... It sounded like someone threw a slab of plywood in a dumpster. Sounded like an explosion. Except not really. Like a very underwhelming explosion. It sounded like what an explosion would sound like in a very low budget movie. Alright. Let's put on lo-fi. Filter. Creative Commons. Let's see what we can find. Summary in Volume 2, Lo-Fi Hip Hop Radio.
Do you like me?
Nice. No copyright.
As friends?
My favorite genre of music
Just as friends?
is no copyright. My life feels like a low budget movie. Oh.
No reason.
Yeah, I get that. Like I mean,
If you're interested,
think of it this way.
then I'd like for us
Your life may be a low budget movie, but at least you can make it a Bollywood film. Right? You know, like at least it's interesting. You can do like crazy flips and like kick someone and their head explodes, and you like your entire life is in slow motion, and you like dodge bullets and stuff like in the Matrix, and you jump, like someone is shooting at you and you jump and it's in slow motion. You step on top of the bullets, like you walk on top of the bullets in slow motion. It's like the Matrix but even crazier. And then you like beat people up. And you like take out like 60 guys all with like AK-47s, all with your fists and your kicks. I feel like I was going somewhere with that metaphor, but I lost it. I lost it in the way. How would you change copyright law? I don't know. Ah, come on. I wanted to take a shortcut. I would probably abolish copyright law. Or at least have I mean the minimum that you can do with copyright law is because right now copyright law is like the life of the author plus 80 years. It used to be just life of the author. So when you die, copyright is lost. Like whatever you made, whatever, like song, movie, whatever, when you die, it's public domain. And like that's how it used to be in America. Like even in America, that's how copyright used to work. And then, you know, with lobbying and authors and shit, it became gradually it became longer and longer. So now it's author's life plus 80 years, and usually like large corporations like Disneywood and stuff can like extend it even past that and get it like renewed and all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I'd like the minimum is at least change it back to just life of the author, so that, you know, once you're dead, the stuff that you made is public domain. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe make it like 20 years. Like you have exclusive rights over whatever you made for 20 years. And then it's public domain. That feels reasonable to me. As someone who both makes content and consumes content. I feel like that makes sense, you know? Re-uploading? No, I mean, that's still a violation of copyright. If you're just taking something without asking and without giving credit and you're just putting it somewhere else, like ask any artist who draws and publishes their things online, like, do they like it when people just like steal their stuff and put it in random places and take credit for it? Like, no, that's really annoying. It's not a very nice thing to do.
You need to go now.
And it is a copyright violation. It's very hard to enforce it, because the only people who are like copyright laws only really serve large companies and corporations. They don't really serve just like random artists on Twitter. They don't serve the normal people. But ideally, copyright laws would protect small creators as well, both in practice and legally on paper. Most revenue comes from like the first 3 years. Yeah, basically. So I feel like that makes sense. And like, especially like when you've spent a lot of time working on something, you want to make sure that it's, even after you're done with it, that it goes in the right direction, that it's published the correct way, and that like the people who consume it, like the people who are exposed to it and for the first time, and the way that it's published is done correctly, and that it's not just immediately public domain and it's on every website ever and all that kind of stuff. I'm streaming this stream on another platform pretending that you are me.
You're a totally different person to me now.
That's pretty
I used to
based.
think of you as somebody that would
Yeah,
never, ever hurt me.
YouTube does this thing where they're like, they give me notifications whenever someone re-uploads my videos and stuff.
And it doesn't matter what
And
you
they're like,
say
hey,
or
we
what
can
you
fucking assassinate this guy for you. Like, we can kill him and his whole family if you want. Just say the word. Just click this button. We will fucking exterminate him. We will wipe him off the face of the earth. And I just leave it. Like, I don't want to give people like copyright strikes or whatever. Like, people's whole channels and stuff can get taken down. Some of these, like, one of them was like a channel that was like, it takes videos and it re-uploads them with like hard-coded, I think, Indian subtitles on it. And I was like, community subtitles are going away anyway. If this is how my fucking content is gonna get to India, it's like, sure, go ahead. Yeah, I don't take like ads from it or anything either. I just leave it. It's fine. What's worse, Norway, Denmark, or Finland? They're all very nice countries. I mean, as a patriotic Swede, I hate Denmark for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm just outraged at their accents and funny bagels and their exes drinking. I don't know. Most Swedish people will probably agree that Norway and Finland are. Norway is probably the country that Swedes like the most. It's like the country that we feel closest to, like our sibling nation. I think Norwegians make fun of Swedes a lot, but Swedes make fun of Norwegians a lot too. We have like Swedes have like Norwegian jokes about how Norwegians are stupid or whatever, and then Norwegians have the same identical jokes, but they switch out Norwegian for Swede, and it's just a thing. Finland, I don't think Finland likes Sweden that much, and I feel like that's very understandable, because we haven't been very nice to them, like, historically. It's a bit like how fucking Latin America doesn't like America. It's like, yeah, that's very understandable why you wouldn't like a country that like imperialized you for hundreds of years and only recently stopped. Oh, well, actually didn't. Yeah, America didn't stop imperializing, but, you know, Sweden did. We're no longer occupying Finland. But yeah, I can understand the resentment. But personally, as an individual and as a proletarian internationalist who's above petty squabbles of nations and patriotism and nationalism, I can say that Finland is a very nice country. If I had to move from Sweden to any other country, I would probably move to Finland. They even have Swedish-speaking communities, and Swedish is a minority language. It's like, I could totally get by moving to Finland, probably. It's just like I could move to Finland tomorrow, and I wouldn't I would probably do okay. Do you think general strikes would be a good way for implementing DNC and other more socialist and non-creation social parties? Yeah, general strikes are good in general. Beer or wine, I don't really drink at all. How to stop crime apart from just arresting and punishing people? You stop doing those things, actually. I mean, if you're talking about statistics, and if we're talking about reducing crime, like not stopping individual criminals, but reducing crime as like a rate, like statistically across a nation. Generally speaking, the best way, especially for America, to do that right now is actually to just stop arresting people. Because the prison industrial complex is actually runs on making people who go to prison more violent and more likely to keep committing crimes when they're let out. Because prisons make money the more prisoners they have. And you know, prisons a lot of the time, either they're very underfunded or they're private companies, and so they don't want to spend money on prisoners. So prisoners don't have, you know, basic human rights or basic living comforts. So they live in terrible conditions, usually for an absurdly long time, like years for minor offenses. And they live in an environment that glorifies, or it doesn't. They live in an environment that makes them hate the system and hate the world and hate everything around them. And fair enough. I would probably also hate especially the government and the system that put me there. If I, was found with like a tiny amount of marijuana and I went to prison for like 20 years, I'd probably also, upon getting released, I'd want to fuck some shit up. So, yeah, people who go to prison are more likely to keep doing crimes after they're let out. So if you're talking about reducing crime rate, ironically, one of the best ways to do that right now would be to just either reform prisons like thoroughly and entirely into like a rehabilitative system, or literally just fucking close them. Just stop arresting people. How can we prove this, like, with evidence? How can you prove the prison industrial complex exists? How can you prove prisons want to make money? How can you prove private companies run on a min-max way where they try to maximize profits and minimize expenditure? You don't even really have to prove it. They're run as private companies. They're corporations. They want to spend as little money as possible and make as much money as possible. They make more money with more prisoners. Giving prisoners basic human rights, having rehabilitative programs, educational programs, having beds, having food, all of that stuff costs money. So they want to spend as little money as possible, so people live in terrible conditions. And the recidivism rate is through the roof. And you compare that to any other country in the world, especially countries like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, countries that focus the prison systems on rehabilitation rather than punishment, having very light sentences, and focusing on rehabilitating people and getting people back into communities and reintegrated into society, where recidivism in these countries that focus on rehabilitation and lighter sentencing recidivism rates are non-existent, basically. People who go to prison here, generally speaking, don't commit crimes in the future. But if you go to prison in the United States, you are overwhelmingly, like, more likely than not to keep committing crimes and keep going to prison, because that's how the prison industrial complex makes money, is they want people to commit crimes. Because when people go to prison, prison companies and the prison industrial complex makes money. They are literally incentivized to make people more violent and keep committing crimes so that they will keep coming back to prisons, so that prisons will keep making money. That's a terrible way to stop crime. Like, that's not even what it's for. Prisons in America, especially in America, but generally speaking as well, don't exist to stop crime or to de-incentivize crime. They exist to do the opposite. They exist to create crime, to incentivize crime, to encourage crime, and more violent crime that can be punished for longer, so that people get more years in prison, because that means more money for prisons. So, yes, you can absolutely prove it with studies, and if you want studies, there are a bunch of studies. All the tremendous studies. I have the best studies. All the people tell me I have the best studies. No, I can't name any off the top of my head, because, like, who the fuck can name studies? But you can find them if you look for them. Angela Davis, I'm sure, has a bunch of sources and stuff. I'm sure you can Google your way to something. Let's see, do I want to go here? Let's go over here. No, what are you doing? Stop. No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I want to go here. I say all this because our justice system is bad. Bad, like they can't even catch the criminals, let alone put them in jail. So people are saying it's the lack of arresting that's causing. Why does that make? That doesn't make any sense, because people who are arrested, people who do go to prison, are more likely to commit crimes than people who aren't arrested and don't go to prison. So in America, catching criminals and putting people in jail makes them, or putting them in prison rather, makes them more likely to commit crimes. So not catching criminals doesn't make the justice system, like, if you value the justice system based on how good it is at reducing crime rate, not arresting people is the best thing America can do right now. 60% return after a year. That sounds like I don't know if that's true. That sounds like the 70% after 5 years. That, yeah. Whereas, I don't know what it is in Sweden, but it's low. I don't know what our recidivism rate, but it's low. And we don't do punishments generally. Like, going to prison is not about punishment. It's not about it's not about cathartic justice or whatever, or making people feel bad, or punishing bad people. Like, punishment is not how you reduce crime rate. Punishment for the sake of punishment is how you increase crime, not reduce it. Rehabilitation and reintegration is how you reduce crime. And you can find, a billion examples of that. Like, the death penalty doesn't reduce crime at all. Like, the before and after, if you compare any state or country, before and after the death penalty is introduced, there's no decrease in crime. Like, people don't rethink, like, oh, should I be committing crimes just because the death penalty is an option? Like, you could do death penalty for jaywalking and people would still jaywalk, right? Like, harsher punishments don't lead to reduced crime rate. And you can look that up as well if you want to. Someone said how banning abortion doesn't reduce the number of abortions overall. No, it doesn't. Well, it does if you reduce, how easy it is to get an abortion. But people will absolutely get abortions even if it's not legal to. People need something they don't have legal access to, they still need it. Yeah. I can organize and moderate a vice presidential hustings, not a debate, for the server. You can do whatever you want to. You don't need my permission. If you want to hold a debate on a server, you can go ahead. I'm not your mom. It's not illegal. Need guaranteed basic needs for people that may help reduce crime. Absolutely. When poverty rates decrease, that's how you reduce crime. When you reduce poverty, when you get people out of poverty, you get people jobs, you get people wages, like proper good wages, and you get them access to healthcare and to education, and to like basic necessities in life. Crime rate drops because people don't commit crimes for fun. Like, people don't commit crimes just to be criminals. People commit crimes because usually they're in poverty and they need something they don't have. They need money to send their kid to college. They need money for, in America especially, we see a lot. We need, people need money to spend on medical bills. They need, cancer treatment, and they don't have the money, and so they start cooking meth with a former student named Jesse Pinkman. I saw a documentary about a case like that, where that happened. It was a chemistry teacher he was diagnosed with cancer, and he needed cancer treatment, and he started cooking meth out of an RV, I think it was. And the crazy thing is that, like, his brother was a DEA agent. So, like, even with law enforcement in the family, if you are at that point where you need money desperately, and your job is, like, especially because he was like a high school chemistry teacher, and like that wage is not going to pay for an expensive cancer treatment in America, especially if you don't have good insurance. At that point, Walter didn't really have a choice but to resort to crime. I forget what the documentary is called, but it was very eye-opening and very sad case. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the end to him. I think he might have died. Yeah, that was very sad. There is multiplayer in this game. There's a truck backing up outside my window. It's beeping. I have to open my window during... I'm too tired for this. Peter isn't online. Peter seems to not want to do online content anymore. If you want to know my opinion on grades, you can watch the Left Unity podcast thing I did with American Johnson. We talked a bit about, we talked quite a lot actually about the education system. So all of my thoughts, well, not all of them, but a lot of my thoughts about the education system under capitalism and under socialism are in there somewhere.
Considering its quality and size, the compact disc most certainly will become a part of our everyday lives in the future. Producer Tom Tomaszewski has that story.
I'm spending like all of my profits on truck repairs because I'm so bad of a driver. But I also don't want to drive carefully because that's boring. And I don't want to be boring. The last thing I want to be is boring. Maybe I should just stick to doing quick jobs. Because repairing my own truck is costing me a lot of money. Anyway, I'm gonna go to Rome. But yeah, Peter's just, you know, he fucked off from the internet basically. It's like the last fucking, I think the last website he's on is Letterboxd. That movie rating website. It's like the only thing he does online now. But he's fine. He's not dead or anything. He's not buried in my backyard. So don't go looking. Don't call the FBI. Or I'll know. No, he's fine. But he's not making YouTube videos or anything anymore. Damn it. I wanted to go to Rome. So yeah, it sucks, but the podcast is probably not going to be a thing anymore. Unless I make it with someone else. But I don't really know who that would be, because the only people I can think of making that with are already extremely busy. Let's see. There's a truck stop down here. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Peter will fucking make a miraculous return. I don't know. It's up to him. If he wants to do the podcast, then we can do the podcast. But he doesn't seem to want to anymore, which is understandable. I want to go to here. Come on. I don't want to go to fucking Sicily. Sicilia. Sicily. Yes, you can do a debate. Why are you asking me again? I already said you can do a debate. Shit. Sicily is not in Greece now. Wait, that's not where we're going. The main problem I have with Euro Truck Simulator is the brakes. The brakes just feel really bad. It takes like 10 seconds to brake, no matter like what speed you're going. And it's like, maybe it's more realistic, but who gives a shit? Like, I want like GTA brakes. I want like GTA 5 style brakes. That's what I want. How do I get to the harbor? Okay, I just go like this. Like, look at that. Like, it takes so long to brake. I was holding the brake that whole time. It's like, this is why I keep crashing, because I'm going like at the speed limit and then I start to brake. Like, I'm still braking. It takes so long to brake. And then once I'm actually stopped, it takes a really long time to actually accelerate again. So that's why I crash a lot, because I want to go fast. I want to drive fast, die young, you know? Which reminds me of Cyberpunk, which I want to play a lot. I'm actually still debating in my head about if I want to live stream Cyberpunk or not. Can I get like is there anyone in chat right now who like is hyped about Cyberpunk? Wait. Yes. Is there anyone in chat right now who's hyped about Cyberpunk, but they can't afford it, so they won't be buying it, as like at least not at release? So they would, want to see a live stream of it. Like if you're hyped for the game and you're gonna buy the game, then fine. But if you're like hyped for Cyberpunk, but you won't be able to afford it. One person. Let's see. Maybe we can go Eolo lines. CG party rated for my countries, I would play gladly. Dude, that's patriotism. That's true patriotism right there. Do you ever just think, screw it, I want to move to a developing country and be an NGO volunteer? No, because I'm not a 14-year-old from Facebook. A lot of African nations, I forget which one specific, I think it was Tanzania. I think it was Tanzania, actually. They or Uganda, maybe? They issued statements saying a lot of these quote unquote charity whatever that take you on trips to rural villages in sub-Saharan Africa where you build a school or whatever, they're actually not proper charities. They're private companies. They make money sending you to these villages. The schools are because these volunteers are usually very young and they don't have experience in construction. They're usually built to very poor standards, meaning that they either have to be torn down because they're dangerous, or they're actually just going to fall apart and they may actually kill some of the school children in it. So the schools that be torn down, which sometimes mean that the charity will just send a new group of people to build a new school, once again to extremely poor standards, and it's not helping anyone. And all it really does is it commercializes helping poor communities in sub-Saharan Africa, and it kind of contributes to this whole stereotype of this image of Africa as this backward, rural, helplessly poverty-struck continent, which it mostly isn't. And going on a fucking field trip to a village in Uganda and building a school, you and 4 other people, none of you have any background in construction, is really not gonna help anyone. If anything, it's actually just gonna you're gonna be spending a bunch of money. Most of it is gonna go to the private company that sent you there, and the school might possibly collapse and kill the children inside, or at least hurt someone. So you're really not helping anyone by doing that. There's a reason we don't let kids work in construction. Yes. Oh yes, there is most definitely a reason. If you wanna help poverty nations in poverty, there are charities with connections to the United Nations, which are approved of by the African nations themselves. The United Nations wouldn't operate charities in these countries without the government themselves giving permission. So if you want to help, if you want to work for a charity that helps African nations specifically, if you want to go to Uganda, you want to go to Tanzania, look up United Nations sponsored charities that operate in those areas, because those are legit, they do good work, that the governments actually want you there as a volunteer, and work with them. Don't work with really sketchy private charities, because usually they don't know what they're doing and they're just out to make money. Even if they're registered charities, even if they're like non-profit organizations, people still make money. They're still paid wages. It's still really scummy stuff. Environmental NGO, again, it depends a lot on which NGO you're talking about. Because non-governmental organization is very vague and non-specific. That can still be a private company, or a private company in all but name, right? A registered charity, registered non-profit, but still, like fucking FIFA is like a registered non-profit, but it's like one of the biggest corporations in the world, like one of the biggest companies in the world, and like the CEO or whatever is like a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire. It's like one of the scummiest fucking companies, organizations, whatever you want to call it, in the world. It's like, oh yeah, it's technically non-profit. It's like non-profit, NGO, charity, all that stuff. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, if you actually want to help, do your research first. Don't just pick a random charity and go to Uganda. Let's see. Probably got something else here, right? Lo-fi Minecraft. Sure. Yeah, why not? Let's do a Minecraft stream, guys. People were asking me for Minecraft a lot. I feel like this is the closest we're gonna get. But yeah, I know people who've worked with the like United Nations commissions for human rights and what's it called, like children's rights and all that stuff. Like the UN gets memed on a lot as a political organization, but the charities that the UN is connected to are probably the most legit charities that you can come across, because they basically have to be, because they're set to like an incredibly high standard. Isn't Cuba part of the United Nations? Yeah, every nation is part of the United Nations. That's kind of the whole point. Every country is part, except the Vatican. The Vatican is not in the United Nations. Western Sahara is not in the United Nations. Palestine is an observer nation. It's not a full member. Who else? All the Caucasian countries, all the little weird like break-offs from Georgia and Armenia and Azerbaijan, like Artsakh and Kosovo is not. Kosovo is like close to being able to join. Well, no, because they're vetoed. Never mind. Transnistria is not. No. The Vatican is an observer. Okay. No, Kosovo is not in the UN because Russia and China veto her membership. But they could be. If the Big Five, if there was no veto power, Kosovo could be in the UN. The requirements to be in the UN are that other countries vote that you should join the UN, and that's the only requirement. There are no other requirements. It's just a vote. All the other all the countries, they vote on if you should join or not, and if they vote yes, then you join, unless one of the Big Five says no, you can't. The Big Five are the US, Russia, China, the UK, and France. So if one of those countries says you can't join, then you can't join. Otherwise, it's just a pure vote. Like all the 200-ish countries in the world, they just vote yes or no. So in that respect, Sri Lanka and the United States have the same voting power. Yes, the USSR. I mean, yes, the Big Five, they can just veto whatever they want, yes. Did the UN vote to give those... No, the United Nations did not vote to give those countries special veto power. The United Nations, those 5 countries have special veto power because the United Nations was born out of something called the League of Nations, which was essentially the Allies but during World War One-ish, it's a whole thing. World War One, World War Two, the League of Nations was developing, and then after World War Two, it became the United Nations. But the only way to get both the Western powers and the Soviet Union to join the United Nations, the only way to get both the United States, the UK and France, and the Soviet Union to be part of the same organization which would vote on international politics and policy is to give both of them veto power. That was the only way to get both sides of the Cold War to join the same organization. It was not going to happen otherwise. Slightly paternalistic lecture? I'm a teacher, what do you expect from me? I teach high school students for a living. Do you expect me not to lecture people? It's what I do. This is my life, dude. Sorry if I felt like I was condescending. It wasn't intentional. That's just how I naturally am. Not condescending, but it's just my natural tone. And I don't want to assume that, I don't want to assume how much, or if anything, you know about sub-Saharan African charities and how they operate. How am I supposed to know you already knew everything I told you? But yeah, it wasn't my intention to be disrespectful if you felt it that way. What's with Taiwan? Taiwan is not a member of the United Nations. I think they're an observer, but the whole thing has to do with China and the one China, what's it called? The one China policy, one China agreement, one China, something like that. The one China agreement or something. Where in the 90s, one China policy, right? Where the People's Republic of China, the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China, aka Taiwan, they agreed in the 90s that there's only one China. There's only one China, and China has the sovereignty over Taiwan, right? And all of mainland China, right? There's only one China. Taiwan and mainland China are both part of one China. There's only one Chinese nation, right? The People's Republic says that the one Chinese nation is the People's Republic of China, and Taiwan says that the one Chinese nation is the Republic of China. So both sides claim to be the legitimate government of all of China. But the one China policy was the agreement they made that, the bare minimum that they could agree to was that there is only one China. According to the Taiwanese constitution, they still technically claim Mongolia, Tanutuva, big chunks of India, various parts, everything that was once part of the Qing Empire. In practice, they don't actually claim any of that stuff, though. But on paper, they do. And more recently, since the 90s, Taiwan has more and more worked toward a Taiwanese nationalistic policy. Even the Kuomintang has sort of dropped some of the more nationalistic aspects and sort of gone back on the one China policy. There's I forget what it's called. There's the party that's a Taiwanese National Party, the DPP, I think, the Democratic People's Party, like a social democratic Taiwanese nationalist party where they actually just want independence for Taiwan and they don't want to claim all of mainland China anymore, and they want to end the one China policy. But the PRC doesn't want to end the one China policy. The PRC still operates under the old agreement, the one China policy. that they made with the Kuomintang in the 90s. And they still claim that there's only one China, and that is the People's Republic of China, and Taiwan is an autonomous province of the People's Republic of China. Basically, that Taiwan has its own government and its own passports and airports and everything. And China's like, yep, that's cool. Just so long as you realize that you're just an autonomous part of the People's Republic, baby. But they're like, yeah, no, there's totally nothing weird about the fact that Taiwan operates entirely as its own fucking country in every fucking way, except on paper. But the PRC is just like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Taiwan can do whatever it wants. It's an autonomous region of the People's Republic of China. And that's probably how it's gonna look for the foreseeable future, because I really don't see any way that anything could change. Like, I don't see the PRC imposing any control or anything over Taiwan, and I don't see Taiwan declaring independence. I mean, maybe the DPP would try to do something like that, but I don't think it would really affect much. I don't think much would come of it. I forgot to pick up the trailer. Hello, Cyver. Okay, we're finally on our last trip for this stream. We're going to Rome, baby. To the Senate and the people of Rome. And we're gonna be vibing to Minecraft lo-fi music the whole way. Senatus Populesque Romanum. What would Taiwan gain versus lose by becoming independent from China? Nothing really. They wouldn't lose anything, because they don't gain anything from the special relationship with China. And they wouldn't gain anything because China doesn't impose any rule or rules or anything on Taiwan. Really. They would gain... They would be able to have more normal relations with other countries. They would be able to have embassies instead of consulates. Does that mean anything? No, not really. In practice, nothing would really change. I don't think. Even if China said, yes, go ahead, Taiwan can be independent and we won't interfere, I really don't think that much would actually happen. Because Taiwan is already, in everything but name, independent from China. So yeah, I don't think that much would change. What would change would be the possibility of normalization with the People's Republic of China as two separate sovereign nations. That is something that could not happen without Taiwan being independent. So that is something they could win by being independent, but they would have to become independent with the PRC agreeing and letting them be independent. You say you were taking a Latin class. What are you studying? Intro, prose, or poetry? I'm doing intro, just basic grammar right now. Then I think we're gonna be doing prose. You can look up my main book. Actually, it's on Google Books, at least parts of it. It's called Latin via Ovid. Latin VIAOVID. Latin via Ovid. That's the main the main study book that I have a few others. I have 2 other books as well, but that's the main one we're doing right now. It's just basic grammar and vocabulary. And then we're gonna be doing prose, I think. I don't think we're gonna be doing poetry, as far as I know. Yes, Latin via Ovid. That's what it's called. It's on Google Books. Or a preview is on Google Books. Some of the pages are on there. Do you think China will ever become a communist state? It depends entirely on how you define communist state, because that phrase is an oxymoron. I really don't use that phrase because it doesn't make a lot of sense. If by communist state, like, the communist state is a Western phrase, and all it really means is a country which is a one-party state, which is ruled by a political party called the Communist Party. So in that sense, China already is a communist state, because that's how the Western nations, like, that's how America defines what a communist state is there's only one party, or there's a one-party rule, and the political party in charge is called the Communist Party. And what the actual economy is, or anything about the country, is irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant is that the ruling party is called the Communist Party. Workers are under the means of production. I don't know. Well, what do you mean by workers under the means of production? Do you mean worker cooperatives? Or do you mean state ownership? Do you mean state-owned enterprises? Because China supposedly wants to end, or at least limit, the privatization of the economy, and at some point return to having a planned economy with state-owned enterprise. Is that workers' ownership of the means of production? Is that socialism to you? Is that what a communist state would be? If that's how you would define that, then maybe. Supposedly that's what they want to do. Theoretically, capitalism and Deng Xiaoping theory and all that stuff is all just temporary. If China will go back, well, will China go back to socialism? Was China ever socialist? At what point was China socialist? Was China socialist in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s? Was China socialist in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s? Like, when was China socialist? Was China socialist before? Or like, was China socialist only during Mao or after Mao? Or like after Mao but before Deng Xiaoping? Because plenty of people will tell you China is socialist right now. China was socialist when Mao was alive. I don't believe China will ever go back to the policies of Mao, because even Maoists recognize that Mao made a lot of mistakes. I don't think China is ever going to do a cultural revolution or a great leap forward. They're never going to do that. If that's how you define socialism, China's never going to be socialist, nor is any other country. Because that's never going to happen. There are a lot of definitions that need to be sorted out when you say things like become socialist or become socialist again, or communist state, and this kind of thing. It's a lot, like, it's not a binary. It's a lot more complicated than just saying yes, it's socialist, or no, it's not socialist. Shit. In China. In China. Yes, in China indeed. I don't know what you were trying to say there. I don't see anything above that. I don't see anything above in China. Sorry, Pranit. How come the average apartment in Pyongyang is literally better than the house that I used to live in? They're not. They like the average house in Pyongyang does not look like the pictures that you see from North Korea usually. There are plenty of photos of slums and really terrible housing conditions in Pyongyang that you're not actually allowed to take pictures of. When you go there as a journalist or on tour, you're not allowed to go near them. They're obscured by other houses. They're kind of hidden. If you can look on Google Maps and satellite images of Pyongyang, you can see, if you zoom in, you can see like shacks and shanties and terrible housing conditions sort of hidden behind these large apartment complexes. So the average house in Pyongyang is not that nice. There are some nice houses in Pyongyang. Like there are some great apartment skyscrapers and high rises and all that sort of thing. But not every house in Pyongyang is nicer than the house that you used to live in. There are plenty of really bad areas in Pyongyang. Still talking about the average house. You really are not talking, like you're not. If you saw a picture of the average house in Pyongyang, you would not say that it's better than your old house. It's just a shack. You could build a better house than that. Like I'm talking about, if you count like house for house, like the individual buildings, the average house in Pyongyang is not of good quality. And like that's not a commentary on fucking North Korean politics or whatever. Like you could say it's because of the economy or because of embargoes, whatever, I don't care. But you could see the actual pictures of it. You can see where they are on satellite images. They're sort of hidden between roads, behind apartment complexes, between all the stuff that tour guides and stuff usually want you to see. Anything far away from the center of Pyongyang, anything sort of off to the side, or that's not near any hotels, usually the quality in housing drops very rapidly. And not to mention, obviously, any city that is not Pyongyang, or any town that is not Pyongyang, housing quality there is even worse. I have absolutely no idea what we should do about fusion technology. I feel like that question is best left answered to someone with a degree in anything even close to relating to that. I don't know what the reason is for the slums in Pyongyang. I'm not a North Korea expert. I've never been to North Korea. I haven't studied North Korea. I don't know. I don't know if it's embargoes. I don't know if it's the North Korean government being bad at running things. I don't know what the reason is. All I know is that you can very clearly see the slums in Pyongyang, and maybe it's looking a lot at maybe it's just looking too much into it or overthinking it, but it certainly does seem like they're not putting the average family's home close to hotels or roads that you would see tourists or journalists being allowed to go on by tour guides. It seems like a lot of houses that are of not very good quality are out of the way and hidden from view, either outside of the city or far away from the city center, or literally behind roads and apartment complexes that look nicer. And you can say every country does that, and maybe they do, but that doesn't make it. That doesn't mean that those slums don't exist, basically. Do you think the current Chinese capitalism will end, or is it a bunch of bullshit to trick the economy? I don't know. What is the best example of socialism? It's Vuvuzela. Or Norway. Or Canada. Or California. Yeah, California, that's best. That's the best one. I was just cycling through my sarcastic replies. Until I finally landed on the one that I thought was funniest. It was the funniness of the reply was hurt a bit by the fact that I had to go through multiple alternatives to that sarcastic reply before I actually landed on one that I thought was actually funny. But yeah, you ask the question. Ask the question again. Just ask it again. Just copy and paste the thing again. I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out. I'll cut out what I said. Just type it in the chat again. Come on. Copy and paste it. Control C, Control V. Come on, I'm waiting on you. I'm a streamer. Do you think I'm all the time in the world? My time is very valuable. I'm a very important person. Think you can toy with me like this? What if he's on a phone? That's no excuse. You go to the local library and you find a computer. Oh. Why is my fuel tank? Oh wait, hang on. Gameplay. Huh. What is the best example of socialism in practice? Probably California. Laugh with me, everyone. Laugh with me. I need to I'm gonna need to do a U-turn. Nice one, go man. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for typing haha in chat. It makes me feel better. It's a tiny bit of light in this dark world that I live in every day. I don't think I can do a U-turn on this road. What is the best commune in UK? I don't know. I don't have a joke for that one. Shit. Fuck. I'm gonna run out of fuel pretty quickly. Sorry, excuse me. Is there an automatic one anywhere? No. God damn it. Son of a bitch. I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm too bad at it. Why didn't I hear the Wii opening jingle? I don't know, is there a Wii in your house? Is your dad playing the Wii? You must keep streaming. It's Monday tomorrow. I have class. The last time I used my Wii was years ago. But you admit you have a Wii. You have fallen into my classic trap. You have activated my trap card. Everyone has a Wii. I don't have a Wii. I had a PlayStation 2 around the time the Wii was a thing. I had the thick boy, not the tiny one. The slim boy. I had the thick boy. The thick PlayStation 2. They sold like 100 million of them. Yeah, but if you're using logic and rational thought, you can actually extrapolate that because 100 million is less than the population of the entire human race, which is about 8 billion, that actually means that not everyone does have the Wii. Only about 100 million people do have Wii's, plus or minus their families. So your original statement was actually illogical and false, provably so. I know this because I'm actually a science man, and I get all of my education from Rick and Morty. Absolute Ben Shapiro tier intellect display out here. How can one man have this much IQ? Indeed. Where am I going the wrong way? Oh, I think I am. Oh, shit. I have to go. I am not doing this. I'm not going this way. I'm gonna... Hang on. Just give me a second. I'm gonna indicate. You can go, it's fine. This is actually a legal U-turn in Italy. Italy actually has very different traffic rules, but rest assured I am following the law to the letter. This is how you do a legal U-turn in Italy. One-way roads are actually just a suggestion in the great Italian Republic. Please don't turn in here. I am a truck and therefore I have priority. I am very soon out of gas. And then I will be out of love. That's also legal in Italy. It's fine. Laws are optional in Italy. It's the Nevada of Europe. Listen, I've never been to Nevada. And that's it. That's all I had to say. I think the Minecraft lo-fi hip-hop stream ended. Nope, never mind. I am a real truck driver, yes. That's what I do. All day, every day. I drive trucks. I make love to trucks. I marry a truck. I have little truck babies. Alright, that's it. I'm done. Get out. Get out of my room. I'm playing Minecraft. I'm not actually. But, I'm done streaming. You can all get out of my room now. Why are there like, however many people, I don't have the number open. Why are there so many people in my room watching me play a video game? This is weird. Why are you all here? Get out of here. You silly people. Go home. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I am. Well. I don't have a reply to that. Alright, goodbye everyone. Hope you had fun. Hope I could provide you with some escapism for the past 3 hours. And you didn't have to think too much about how shit life is right now. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Or a good night's rest if it's late where you are like it is here. Peace out, everyone. And see you for... Actually, let me look at something. Now that I don't have my desktop showing, I can actually open websites. Let me take a look at when I can do my next stream. Let me check my schedule. Let me check my study schedule to know when I need to be reading books. Let's see, what day is it today? It's the 4th. Tomorrow's the 5th. Monday the 5th. Let's take a look. Tomorrow I have class tomorrow. I have class tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday. I'm free on Friday. Are you doing anything Friday? Or should we book an appointment for Friday at 6 p.m.? How's Friday at 6 p.m. sound for you? I can probably stream tomorrow, actually. Yeah, I can probably stream tomorrow. I don't know. Never stop streaming. Well, that I cannot promise you because I do have to sleep sometimes. I'll do Friday. Maybe I'll maybe do something. I'll maybe do a stream some other day this week. I think Friday should be okay. Saturday seems to be a hit and miss. I keep trying to stream Saturday, but I'm just way too tired on Saturdays. So maybe I'll just drop Saturday. But Sunday seems to be a good day. Sunday seems to be like a safe day for me. I already missed the truck. Well, I'm sorry, but you'll have to wait. Okay, I'm gonna go for reals now. Because I have to go to sleep and get up for class tomorrow. I'm not gonna play Roblox. It's not happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Reptilian Gamer. I have never played Roblox. And I never will. Okay, goodbye. For reals now. See ya.